The Steam Summer Sale is still in full swing, and with hundreds of games discounted and at record low prices, it's never been a better time to scoop up some games that have been on your wish list. My name is Kodiak, this is Legacy Gaming, and we're diving back in to check out some of the biggest sales on Steam. We're going to kick off our list with a slew of RPGs we didn't talk about the first time around, most of which we have played extensively when they were first released. We'll start with Middle-earth: Shadow of War, an absolute steal at just under $3. In this game, you'll assume the role of Talion, a ranger infused with the Wraith's spirit, on a quest to build an army and confront Sauron. The game features the innovative Nemesis system, which allows players to forge dynamic relationships with enemies and allies alike, shaping the game's narrative and strategic battles. With rumors of a third installment in the series quietly bubbling, now is a great time to pick this up and give it a play. For just $4, you can pick up an open-world RPG that surprised us at every turn. Developed by Ubisoft, Immortals: Phoenix Rising is a hidden gem set in a vibrant mythological world inspired by Greek mythology. You'll assume the role of Phoenix, a winged demigod on a quest to save the Greek gods from the dark curse of Typhon. The game features elaborate environmental puzzles, dynamic combat, and the open-world experience Ubisoft is known for. If you're looking for something a little lighthearted but still equally immersive and enjoyable, then check out this lesser-known RPG. One that I am frankly ashamed to say we missed on our initial list is Mass Effect Legendary Edition, on sale for a mere $6. Created by the original and legendary team once at BioWare, you'll have access to all 3 games in the franchise, over 40 different DLCs, including narrative missions, weapons, armor packs, and more, completely remastered for 4K Ultra HD. This series still stands up as one of the best narrative experiences to this day, with choices that have profound story consequences, deep character and party customization, and gameplay that is just incredible. It's easily games that you can sink hundreds of hours into, and for less than most fast food items these days, it's an absolute steal. Just keep in mind you may still need to use this through the EA launcher, and that platform can be really hit or miss, so do your research first. If you haven't played the next game on our list, you are doing yourself an absolute disservice. We're talking about 2013's Tomb Raider, a masterfully crafted, story-rich action-adventure title that explores the origin story of Lara Croft and her rise from a young woman to a survivor capable of pushing past the limits of human endurance. You'll dive into elaborate environmental puzzles, contend with a bleak and gritty atmosphere devoid of hope, and an island where everything quite literally wants to kill you. It's widely regarded as one of, if not the best Tomb Raider experience ever released, so much so that people want to forget it in order to relive it all over again. For less than a cup of coffee at $3 you can pick up Tomb Raider, or for $13 you can get the entire trilogy, but this first game is truly the special one in the series. Another story-rich action-adventure title you absolutely must pick up and play is God of War, released on PC in 2022 and one of the most compelling single-player titles you will own. You play as Kratos, and with his vengeance against the gods of Olympus years behind him, he now lives as a man in the realm of the Norse gods and its monsters. From the story and narration to combat style and traversal, everything about God of War is a masterpiece, having some of the most visceral and engaging over-the-shoulder combat we have ever played in a game to this day. If you've been itching for something to play at $25, God of War is one we cannot recommend enough and will almost certainly lead you down the rabbit hole to Ragnarok right after. For a lot of people, ourselves included, Sonic Frontiers was an unusual experience. We certainly wouldn't classify this as the best Sonic game out there. That, in our opinion, goes to the Sonic Adventure series. But with Sonic Frontiers, they dared to do something different and explore the open world formula with the Sonic coat of paint. At times it works, having probably one of the best written, albeit strange, stories in the Sonic games, and some of the most fun, at times easy, boss battles in the franchise. The camera can be wonky at times, and you might need to dive into the settings to really tweak things depending on your setup, but at $21, 65% off its fully priced cost, the game is a pretty fun experience. While not really an RPG, this next game, High on Life, doesn't fit neatly into any of the categories of this video. Created by Justin Roiland, co-creator of Rick and Morty, you take on the role of a human bounty hunter working to save Earth from an alien cartel that wants to use humanity as a drug. It's every bit the wacky sci-fi adventure you'd expect, and the real selling point are the zany and often nonsensical talking guns that comment on your every action. It's a simple game that doesn't bog you down with complicated systems and intricate menus, so if you're looking for a good bit of wacky fun, check out High on Life. You already know we love Souls games on the channel, and we've tracked down 3 more games that are on deep discount during the Steam Summer Sale. Sekiro: Shadows Die Twice is currently $30, a historic low. A 2019 Game of the Year, this action-adventure title is set in feudal Japan where players embody the one-armed wolf, a shinobi on a quest for revenge. Just like any FromSoft game, Sekiro features challenging combat mechanics and intense boss battles, but don't get it twisted, this is a different style of Miyazaki game, outside the norms established in the Souls series. That being said, it's still a Game of the Year caliber experience and absolutely worth the price tag. While not quite as punishing as your traditional Souls games, Star Wars Jedi Fallen Order certainly fits into this category, and at just $4, it is an absolute steal. You play as Cal Kestis, a young Jedi Padawan who survived the purge of Order 66. The gameplay blends exploration, combat, and puzzle solving as you guide Cal on a journey to rebuild the Jedi Order while evading the relentless pursuit of the Galactic Empire's Inquisitors. This is the origin story of another iconic Star Wars character, and if you end up liking the game, you could pick up Star Wars Jedi Survivor, which is also discounted as part of the summer sale. A lot of you were upset we didn't include Lies of P on our first list, so we're making it right and talking about it now. This is a dark take on the classic Pinocchio story, and it's a brutally hard game with tight tuning and a number of combat encounters that will push your Souls skills to the absolute brink. The game tries to break out of the prototypical Souls mold with a few unique ideas, like the robotic arm that gives your character unique offensive and defensive capabilities. There's definitely an emphasis on offensive gameplay, and you're often rewarded for pushing the pace, but as with other games in the genre, one small mistake can lead to a quick death. Lies of P is currently $36, the cheapest the game has ever sold for. Shifting gears, this next set of games is built on some principle of strategy. They don't all fall within the exact same genre, but they'll make you think, and that's enough of a through line to lump them together. First up is XCOM 2, a turn-based tactics game where players lead a resistance force against an alien occupation on Earth. Set 20 years after the events of its predecessor, the game portrays humanity under alien rule, with players commanding the XCOM organization as they engage in guerrilla warfare to fight back against an oppressive alien regime. The premise might be a bit dark and gloomy, but the price tag sure isn't. XCOM 2 comes in at just $3. Released back in 2022, Marvel's Midnight Suns is another game we think you might want to check out, and at just $15, it's the cheapest the game's ever been. This is another tactical role-playing game where you control the Hunter, a customizable hero leading iconic Marvel characters in battle against supernatural threats like Lilith, the Mother of Demons. Through strategic card-based combat and narrative-driven choices, players explore the Abbey, forge alliances with heroes like Doctor Strange and Ghost Rider, and confront dark forces endangering the world. A game we reviewed on the channel, I cannot recommend Aliens Dark Descent enough. This game absolutely surprised me, and at just $20, it won't break the bank. This is a squad-based, single-player game where your assembled team of soldiers will embark on perilous missions after a single catastrophic xenomorph event. The game is slow and methodical, but as you comb through abandoned research facilities and derelict ships, you can't help but feel this is the perfect Aliens experience. It's far different than the first-person games you might have grown up with, but the top-down, strategy-forward approach serves the game well and is worth checking out. Coming in at just $15, the Talos Principle 2 is a relatively new game, highly rated and already deeply discounted. There's no other way to describe this than a philosophical puzzle game where you'll explore intricate environments as an artificial intelligence and contemplate existential questions. While not the same game by any stretch, if you're someone that enjoys Portal, you'll most likely appreciate the creativity of the Talos Principle 2. I wouldn't feel right about this list if I didn't include an honorable mention, one of my guilty pleasure games, Bloons Tower Defense 6. I feel no shame in admitting I have played this game on days where I just didn't feel like using my brain and needed something mindless to occupy my time. There's something cathartic about monkeys popping balloons in increasingly wild scenarios, and I for one won't hide from the fact that I enjoy it. The game is currently coming in at less than $1.50, a 2-year low, and it certainly deserves a spot on this list. We're going to end with a slew of discounted indie games. For a game that was released back in 2011, Terraria still holds a special place in the hearts of tens of thousands of players every day. The action-adventure sandbox game is at a 2-year low, coming in at just $5. If you're a fan of games where you have freedom to explore and create, but also like a little structure within your sandbox, it's the perfect game to play solo or dabble around online. It goes without saying that there is still a huge community that plays and supports this game, so check it out if you like the vibe. The clock keeps ticking, and we are still eagerly anticipating the release of Team Cherry's new game, Hollow Knight Silksong. But if you ever wanted to check out where the Hollow Knight adventure started, the first game is on sale, coming in at just $7.50. This price marks a 2-year low, but what you get is an absolute indie gem that helped redefine the Metroidvania genre in the modern era. At its core, the game is about perceptive exploration, unlocking the secrets of a vast and mysterious world, and then proving that you can hold your own in combat. It's a marvel of a game and absolutely worth picking up. First released in 2021, the creepy roguelike card game Inscription is on sale for $8, and this is a card game that has been on my wishlist for some time. It's got glowing reviews, and that's because its unique premise is something unlike anything in the genre. The game is anchored around simple card battles, but outside of that structure is a genuinely good story and even some 3D escape room style puzzles that break up the card action in a meaningful way. Inscription is currently priced the lowest it's ever been, the perfect time to pick it up. It's been a minute since I played Risk of Rain 2, but with its 95% approval rating on Steam, I think it's safe to assume that the excellence it established during early access has held true throughout its 1.0 release and beyond. There are currently 14 classes in the game, and each has a distinct playstyle, and I'm not just saying that. Hapu Games knows how to make interesting class archetypes, and while they're not all powerful in the same way, there are ways to build each class to be a juggernaut within the construct of the game. You'll take your character and fight through a number of maps as you collect power-ups and try to create that perfect build, all which is wiped away if you die. It's one of the truest roguelikes to date, and it's an absolute steal at just over $8. What happens when you combine insane magical spells with a completely physical simulated world? Well, you end up with one of the most unique action roguelites out there, Noita. Picture a game where you've got endless wand and spell combinations and can arrange them in a myriad of ways to create super powerful magical builds, and you've essentially got the core idea for this game. You'll fight through increasingly difficult biomes as you dive deeper into the world, uncovering secrets, fighting bosses and mini-bosses, all the things you'd expect from a wildly popular indie roguelite. Noita is on sale for the low price of just $8. So there you have it, well more than a dozen other games that are wickedly cheap right now. The Steam Summer Sale ends on July 11th, so don't wait, because all of these games will jump back up in price in the very near future. I'm sure we still missed something out there, so let us know in the comments if there's a game out there worth picking up at a deep discount. Of course, if you like this video and you want more content like this in the future, do me a solid, hit that thumbs up, and consider subscribing so you never miss a thing. My name is Kodiak, and from everyone here at Legacy Gaming, thanks for watching, and play on.